On Beyond Zebra. To Helen. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z, said Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell, my very young friend who is learning to spell. The A is for ape, and the B is for bear, the C is for camel, the H is for hare, the M is for mouse, and the R is for rat. I know all the 26 letters like that. Through to Z is for zebra. I know them all well, said Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell. So now I know everything anyone knows from beginning to end, from the start to the close, because Z is as far as the alphabet goes. And he almost fell flat on his face on the floor when I picked up the chalk and I drew one letter more, a letter he never had dreamed of before. And I said, you can stop if you want with the Z, because most people stop with the Z, but not me. In the places I go, there are things that I see that I never could spell if I stopped with the Z. I'm telling you this because you're one of my friends. My alphabet starts where your alphabet ends. My alphabet starts with a letter called Yuz. It's the letter I use to spell Yuzamatuz. You'll be sort of surprised at what there is to be found once you go beyond Z and start poking around. So go beyond zebra, explore, like Columbus, discover new letters, like Wum is for Wumbus, my high-spouting whale who lives high on a hill, and who never comes down till it's time to refill. So on beyond Z, it's high time you were shown that you really don't know all there is to be known. And just step a step further past Wum is for Wumbus, and there you'll find and the is for umbus, a sort of a cow with one head and one tail, but to milk this great cow, you'll need more than one pail. She has 98 faucets that give milk quite nicely, perhaps 99, I forget just precisely. And boy, is she something most people don't see, because people stop at Z, but not me. I ramble, I scamble through swamp and through swamp, where the letters get better, like letters like humph. There's a real handy letter. What's handy about it? You just can't spell humph, humph, and dumpher without it. If you stay home with zebra, you're stuck in a rut. But on beyond zebra, you're anything but. Why, I know a fine fancy letter called fuddle. I use it to spell Miss Fuddle Dee Duddle. And oh, what a bird, of a bird, of a bird, of a bird. And oh, what a bird. Her tail is the longest that's ever been heard of. So long and so fancy, she's been in a fix. If she didn't have helpers, it takes about 6 to tag along, hoisting Miss Fuddle's wonderful tail out of muddledy puddles. And Glick is for Glicker, who lives in wild weeds and spends his time juggling fresh cinnamon seeds, which he's usually able to find in great number, except, of course, in the month of September. Well, cinnamon seeds aren't around in great number, so that month he juggles with seeds of cucumber. And N is the letter I use to spell nutches, who live in small caves known as niches. For hutches, these nutches have troubles, the biggest of which is the fact that there are many more nutches than niches. Each nutch in a niche knows that some other nutch would like to move into his niche very much. So each nutch in a niche has to watch that all niche or nutches who haven't got niches will snitch. Then we go on to Snee, and the Snee is for Sneedle, a terrible kind of ferocious mosquito, whose humdinger singer is sharp as a needle. The Sneedle's too tough to be killed with a smack, so he has to be hunted on elephant back. And your eyes and the elephant's have to be keen, and you have to aim fast, and you have to hit clean, and the bullet you shoot is a stale navy bean that you've dunked in for 3 weeks in old sour kerosene, which is awfully hard work, so it's easy to see why most people stop at the letter Z, but not me. When you go beyond zebra, who knows? There's no telling what wonderful things you might find yourself spelling. Like Quan is for quandary, who lives on a shelf in a hole in the ocean alone by himself, and he worries each day from the dawn's early light, and he worries, just worries, far into the night. He just stands there and worries. He simply can't stop. Is his top side his bottom, or bottom side top? And Thnad is for Thnadners, and or they said, oh, the big one you see has the smaller one shadow. The shadow the small Thnadner has should be his. I don't understand it, but that's how it is. A terrible mix-up in shadows. Gee whiz. And Spaz is a letter I use to spell spasm, a beast who belongs to the Nazim of Basm. Handy for traveling, that's what he has, and more easy to pack with a suitcase or grip. Those horns carry all he needs on a trip. A thread and a needle for mending his socks, his toothbrush, a cup, and 2 3-handed clocks, and his velvet umbrella, his vegetable chopper, and also his gold-plated popping corn popper, and a grasshopper cage for his favorite grasshopper. And Flob is for Flob Bobber Bab Bobber Bugs, who bounce at the water like blubbery tubs. They're no good to eat. You can't cook them like steaks, but they're handy in crossing small oceans and lakes. And Zats is the letter I use to spell Zatsit, whose dose is so high that most nobody pats it, and patting his lonely little nose is the least that a fellow could do for this fine friendly beast. So to get there and do it, I built an invention, the 3-seater Zazit nose padding extension. If you try to drive one, you'll certainly see why most people stop at the letter Z, but not me. And Jog is my letter for spelling Joggons, who doodle around in the Far East desert dunes, just doodle around, crooning very sad tunes about peppermints, peanuts, pebbles, prunes, paint pots, polka dots, pinheads and pigs, and their grandmother's, grandfather's, stepsister's wigs. So you see there's no end to the things you might know, depending on how far beyond zebra you go. I've a letter called Flun, and the Flun is for Flunnel, a softish nice fellow who hides in a tunnel. He only comes out of his hole unafraid when the right kind of softish nice music is played on a kind of a hunting horn called an ogrunth, and to learn how to play it takes month after month of practicing isn't much fun, and besides it's quite heavy, weighs almost a tonth. That's why few people bother to play the ogrunth, so the Flunnel's been out of his tunnel just once. And way past Z is a letter called Itch. And the itch is for itchopods, animals which race around back and forth and back through the air on a very high sidewalk between here and there. They're afraid to stay there. They're afraid to stay here. They think there is too far. They think here is too near. And since here is too near and out there is too far, they are too scared to roost wherever they are. There's a letter called Yek, and Yek is for Gecko, who howls in an underground grotto in Gecko. These geckos love echoes, and this is their motto. For best yucky echoes, try Gecko, our grotto. Oh, the things you can find if you don't stay behind. On a world near the sun live 2 brothers called Vrooms, who strangely enough are built sort of like brooms. And they're stuck all alone up there high in the blue, and so to kill time, just for something to do, each one of these fellows takes turn with the other, in sweeping the dust off his world with his brother. And high is my letter for high Groggle for getting me places real fast. I'm all for 'em. They puffle along and their brakes never squeak, and they run every hour, every day of the week, from the town of North Nib to the town of East Once, making stops at West Bunglefield, Yubster and Gunts, and at Ipswich and Nipswich, and also South Bounce, and another small town that's too hard to pronounce. The places I took him, I tried hard to tell young Conrad Cornelius O'Donnell Odell a few brand new wonderful worlds he might spell. I led him around and I tried hard to show there are things beyond Z that most people don't know. I took him past Zebra as far as I could, and I think perhaps maybe I did him some good. Because finally he said, "This is really great stuff, and I guess the old alphabet isn't enough." Now the letters he uses are something to see. Most people stop at the letter Z, but not he. List of letters for people who don't stop at Z. Yuz is for Yuzamatuz. Glick is for glicker. Spaz is for spasm. Itch is for itchapods. Yum is for wums. Nuh is for nutches. Flob is for flob bobber bab bobber bubs. Yek is for yucko. Is for umbus. Snee is for sneedle. Zats is for zatsit. Vroo is for vrooms. Humph is for humph for dumpher. Quan is for quandary. Jog is for joggons. High is for high gargorums. Fuddle is for Miss Fuddledy Duddle. Thnad is for Thnadner. Flun is for Flunnel. And what do you think? We should call this one anyhow.